consider myself a hip-hop connoisseur, a purveyor of albums, of music, of genres, of styles. The Source magazine has become an institution of hip-hop. Growing up, the Source set the bar for albums with their mic rating system. I had fights, arguments, stopped talking to people for weeks, days, because of mic ratings and the fights that we got into because of this. Looking back now as a grown man, I fucking missed it. And I miss this shit. I wish, that album ratings and things of that nature were important to today as it was of yesteryear. When you got 5 mics in the Source, it superseded getting a Grammy to me. When you got 5 mics, it puts you in that elite class.
You grew up in an era, 5 mics, Source. Albums didn't drop every day. From 1994, some people say the golden age, the golden year of hip hop, through to you in high school. From before when you came from Guyana, you have a reference point that most don't have, and you knew what it meant to have 5 mics. How important is it to you that people grade albums accordingly?
Very important. And this is no slight to anybody, but one day I looked in the Source, I saw Benzino and Made Men got 4.5 mics. I said, I get it, he's the owner, but that wasn't a 4 mic. At 4.5 for that album. I seen a lot of albums get disrespected throughout the years. They went back and tried to fix the problem. It didn't mean nothing to me because I was like, you should have gave it the rating when the album came out. They didn't give Jay-Z 5 mics for Reasonable Doubt. They did not give Jay-Z 5 mics for my favorite rap album of all time. My favorite rap album, June 25th, 1996. We're not gonna forget that. They did not give him 5 mics. When I read that review, I remember that review. No, Mafioso rap, I get it. You don't give Cuban Links 5 mics? Machiavelli didn't get 5? Garrett Chadar Trying didn't get 5? It was a travesty. Like, if the mic rating system was still around now, I'm gonna be having a lot of fights. They give Lil' Kim 5 mics for The Naked Truth. And I love Lil' Kim. La Bella Mafia, if they gave that 5, I would understand. But The Naked Truth, at best, was 3. A bunch of albums they dropped the ball on that I was tight about. They dropped the ball on The Chronic. You didn't give The Chronic 5 mics. Doggy Style 5 didn't get 5. Marshall Mathers LP should have got 5. The Score didn't get 5 mics. You didn't give East 1999 Eternal, Bone Thugs and Harmony's second record. The first one was an EP, so it wasn't a full album. But it's actually their first full-length album, so we'll say that. That didn't get 5. Y'all gave it 3.5. I was upset about that. That album was a masterpiece, actually. Today, to do a mic rating system wouldn't make sense. The way albums are being put out at a factory rate. Back then, we waited every other Tuesday it was. We knew, okay, good, we could, but every 24 hours, a new album is coming out. The labels, the magazines are not having time to sit with albums. A magazine would get an album, let's say in January. The album's not due until June. So they always gave it like a good 6-month lead time. Here, sit with the album. They allow you to sit with it. Ride with this. This is the only album you're gonna listen to for the next 6 months. Ride with it, live it, learn it. We're never gonna have that back. An album is being put out right now as we speak on a DSP right now. Tidal, Apple Music, Spotify. An album is being put out right now. Another one's gonna come out tomorrow, and then Monday, and doing a mic rating system now sucks. It's gonna suck. You don't have all the ears. You don't have people to sit with records. I seen guys right now on Twitter, album come out at midnight, by 6 a.m., oh, it's a classic. I'm like, how did you gotta ride to this music. You gotta live with this. Like, this gotta be the soundtrack to your life for the next 4 or 5 months. To do mic rating system today, that's why I just go back. Or for particular albums, like to say a J. Cole, a new Hove, a new Push. I'm like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna sit with this. Let me, okay, if this came out back then, the Source would have gave it 4.5. This came out, this would have got this. This came out, this would have got this. Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City. That album could drop in any era of hip hop and would still be a masterpiece. Good Kid, Mad City is this generation's Illmatic. From a perspective of him looking out the window of his mother's van, whereas Nas looked out the project window. That's just my assessment, nobody else's. This is generation's Illmatic. The storytelling, unmatched. Lyrics, unmatched. The beats, unmatched. Nas actually had the first super produced album. Check the production credits on Illmatic. Q-Tip, Large Professor, Pete Rock, Primo. The biggest producers of all time on Illmatic. And is argued it might be the greatest hip hop album of all time. If you're in the argument, nobody can say nothing to you. And it is. If not the greatest hip hop album of all time.
Is No Way Out?
No. No Way Out is not a hip hop classic. No, ain't no way. Ain't no way. What other album you think? It's not. The aging, and it probably got like a good 6 or 7 records that I think are fire on it. That are good. Nah, somebody said something the other day too, which I want to give him his credit. I think it's Dope Unlaced on Twitter. I want to give him his credit. I asked the question, is No Way Out? And he said it's like a compilation. I said, sort of a Jay-Z Dynasty. I think my man Cake said that. Sort of a Jay-Z Dynasty-esque album. I said, but Dynasty was actually fire. I'm not taking nothing away from Diddy, but Ola did say something off camera. He said during that time, after Biggie died, 97, just that energy. And I get it. Because, he dropped Can't Hold Me Down, Benjamins, which is a masterpiece, and other records on there were, but as a classic, today, nah.
What album of Jay-Z's is overrated?
Overrated. I don't think any of his albums are overrated, actually. I think that the way I gauge Jay-Z's worst album could be somebody else's dope album because we rate him at such a high rate. Put it like this, Michael Jordan is so used to dropping 50 a game. When he drops 30, we side-eye him. But 30 would be somebody else's career high. I've seen it, and I'm just like, oh, Jordan had an okay game. Like, he just had 35 and 6. Oh, Jay-Z just dropped the album, it's okay, but I was like, put it for another rapper. Oh my God, this album was fire. I'm like, so that's when I knew he was here. But I don't think any Jay-Z album is overrated. No, I never got an overrated album from him.